I don't know if you guys can hear me today, but we are in front of the Howland Police Department and Fire Station over there. And what we're going to do is we're going to do something a little different. We're going to go into the government building behind me, right over here. And we're going to actually take a trip to the post office, the police station, fire department. We're just going to kind of hit them all at once. And just make sure that everybody is aware, well-trained, and properly respecting our rights today. So, let's get started. All right, so now that we can actually see what we're looking at, again, just as any other auditors have reminded you, no matter how much you zoom on these windows, you're not going to see outside much, and that's not the goal. We're not trying to irritate people, but this is an educational experience, and we want to remind people of their rights. So it looks like my gimbal likes to do a lot of walking here. Can't say I'm a fan of that. So we'll hang out here for a few minutes, and then we'll move on. Again, we're just reminding people of our rights. So we're actually going to get a better angle here. If there's any other auditors in the area around Northeast Ohio or even in Ohio, feel free to reach out to me, guys. I'd love to do some group filming with you. And again, the whole purpose of this is let's make sure people know and they understand what everyone's rights are. For those of you who aren't sure or don't really understand, feel free to check out my website. It's ohioaudits.com. And I actually have a special page dedicated to the legalities of filming in public. Everything from the number of the local police policies to the state, federal laws, everything involved, just so everyone can get a better education and understanding of what we're doing. For anyone who's wondering why, it's because we can. I mean, it's as simple as that. Yes, I'm sure there are better things I could do with my free time. Like, I could sit down and play a fun video game all day long. I mean, it is a Saturday. It's not like I'm working today. But in my mind, I find it reasonable to go outside and do something a little bit more productive, and in my opinion, sometimes it's productive to do something a little like this. Again, we're reminding people of our rights in a very normal, non-confrontational way. You see, that's a normal reaction. Those ladies were kind enough to wave. And that's all it takes. Now, the one thing I'm not going to do is, like some people accuse auditors of, I'm not going to stand here and antagonize them for the next 20 minutes. What, where's the benefit there? Yes, you might encourage a conversation. That is our goal, is to have conversations and teach people. But, to each their own. They can do that if they want. I personally don't have that kind of free time. I can't stand out here for 9 hours. I do have a family. I've got a career job I've got to get to, unfortunately. Those of us who are stuck working all day, every day, we do what we can. So let's see what we got here. We got pizza by the slice, even special parking for online orders. I'll tell you, it smells wonderful out here. If I had one weakness, it would be pizza. Might have to swing in there on my way out. Tell you what, he looks hungry and ready to eat. I know I am. What do I get for skipping lunch today? Not the best decision. Actually pretty good practice to learn how to pan this stuff, especially with this floating gimbal all over the place. Still though, beautiful day, birds are out, sun's out, sort of. Very cloudy, but that's Ohio for you. I was always told the reason we have such a large arsenal in our state, near here, in this area in northeast Ohio, is because of the cloud coverage. Again, it's nice to see normal reactions. This is what we're looking for as auditors, is people who just don't care, they kind of just ignore us. Now, even better, if a business ever invites you in, you're allowed to record at that point. You get their permission. And when they do stuff like that, that's free publicity there. So we'll do a quick zoom out here, just so everyone can see. This was Wedgwood Pizza. Now nobody's coming out and panicking. That's what we want to see. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next stop. And we've got somebody sitting in their car. It looks like they must be practicing for a driving test or something over there. So we're just going to adjust this. There we go. Picture's a lot more stable if you hold it by the gimbal. Such a funny word to say. We'll say hi to these nice ladies up here.
Today.
Good.
I'm Lauren.
Lauren, I'm David.
Hi, David. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
What you doing today?
Oh, I'm filming in public and teaching people about their rights.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Are you interested in signing our petition?
No, I'm just a resident of the area and thought I'd just walk around and do stuff like this.
Okay. It's one of those that, when you have glasses on so people can't see your face and your scarf, it was just making us nervous. We're just kind of making sure that.
Yeah, it's actually, believe it or not, that this is on purpose. This helps force a conversation. Most people won't talk to people just walking down the street, standing in front of businesses, stuff like that. And this encourages people to come out and say, what's going on?
See, I'm a smile and make eye contact, so I'm like, hey, hi. So I'm running for state rep.
Okay.
But what we're actually doing here is we're actually trying to get the fair districts petition signed. Actually, these are members of the Democratic Party.
Okay.
And I came down to check
about citizens' rights.
Okay.
Yeah, this is about rights. This is
nonpartisan.
Yeah, this is nonpartisan. Yeah.
No, that's good.
And it's actually for citizens, not politicians, to make sure that people who aren't politicians are making the rules and setting the districts.
Believe it or not, that's what I'm doing too.
Awesome. Awesome.
I go into public spaces, not just sidewalks. Next week I'll actually be at the city hall, the courthouse, things like that, and just reminding the politicians that they work for us.
Oh, absolutely. As a state rep, that's one of the things that I go on and saying is that I'm not elected yet, but I'm a representative. It's not about me. It's about the we.
Right.
And so those are the things that I want to get out more and talk to people and say hi. How are you? So that's why I was like, Are you here from Trumbull County?
I am.
Okay. Well, if you'd like to actually have a card of mine.
Yeah, if you've got a card, I'll take one.
Absolutely. Let me go grab one.
You ladies have been very nice about this whole thing. I know this is kind of scary.
Well, and I think it does the opposite of
Yeah,
what you want.
I would be more inclined to approach you if you didn't, hide.
Believe it or not, guys like me do this all over the country.
And it's weird.
And we do it without the masks too.
Well, that would be much better.
We actually get assaulted, arrested, all sorts of stuff, with or without the masks. But the masks, like I said...
That's more frightening. You have to understand how we,
I get it. Like I said, it encourages a conversation. Some people get scared.
I don't think it encourages conversation. I think you guys, if that's what you're trying to do, it'd be much better to have your face shown and have a shirt on that says,
more approachable.
I get it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll put that up there. That's Lauren Matthews for state rep. Okay. And like I said, you guys had a very, very mature response to what I've seen in the past, and that's the whole point. Is there are people that get very, very scared of the mask and camera, but it's not just that. That's mostly an excuse.
Well, if you know that, it's kind of like you shouldn't try to do that.
Well, that's why I'm saying, believe it or not, even if I take this off and walk around with the camera, this right here, this camera is what scares people the most.
I don't necessarily agree. Like, honestly, I like to make eye contact with people. So it's, for me, it's actually the eyeglasses. It's the combination of this. It's not the camera.
Right.
You could be a surveyor. You could be anybody out there. There's cameras everywhere. It's actually the lack of eye contact because I'm a social worker.
It's weird. It is weird.
So by training, honestly, how you make connections with people is by looking them in the eyes, looking them in the face.
Yeah.
How do you know that someone's paying attention to you? Is if they continue to make eye contact.
Right.
With you. So that's always the one that bothers me.
And the whole...
You don't know if they have an aggressive look.
Yeah.
Right. Well, believe it or not, my normal face looks very mean. I'm being serious. My wife tells me all the time.
RBF, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some guys walk around with these masks and they have smiles on them and stuff, and they still get made fun of, picked on, or just assaulted, like I said. And you're doing the right thing. You're seeing this as free publicity at this point. I mean.
Oh, I didn't know if you were still videoing or not. I thought we were just chatting. So.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
And I cheat. I also have the body cam. And
But I would do this with anybody. Does that make sense? That's partially what
Well,
being out in public. Like I'm going to the grocery store and I'm going to places today.
Yeah.
And so people know that, this is who I am, and I am actually a member of your community. And come over and say hi.
And she's publicizing it also. name.
Right.
Like if you had "I'm for Free Citizens" or something on your shirt with your name.
Believe it or not, I'm working on the logo, and I'll have it by next week. I just started last week.
Awesome.
But one thing that's very dangerous about that is guys that do what I do, we're not breaking laws or being disruptive or anything. But if our name gets out there, our personal information, people will go on the community Facebooks. They'll accuse us of pedophilia because a child walked in front of our camera. They go after us hard.
But you're filming us and probably putting it somewhere. I mean,
Absolutely.
You're doing the same thing.
But that's why I'm teaching about it. Most people think they have privacy in public. That's a myth. There is no such thing as privacy in public. You walk out of your house, you're filmed 100 times a day. In this area, probably 50 times. But every business has a camera watching you. Every car, the Teslas that I saw drive by earlier, they're all filming you. And people have access to all those cameras. They'll put it on YouTube, whatever, if they see you picking your nose.
Makes me think, okay, I want to go out and say hi to people, but that makes me a little nervous. Because sometimes I don't put full face on.
Right.
Like today.
So there's.
But if are you registered voter at all, we'd
I
love you
am.
to sign our petition.
I won't sign it today. I keep this apolitical for the filming part.
This isn't a
Sexy.
political thing.
Okay.
We're just
This is nonpartisan. It's not political.
But like I said, I'm doing the same thing as you guys. I'm trying to spread awareness in two different ways. Number one, there is no privacy in public. This is something that most people don't understand. So I teach the First Amendment, Fourth, sometimes the Second if they ask, things like that. There's a lot of teaching involved, including with the local police departments. So number one, just education. Number two is this whole get up I'm wearing.
Yeah.
The purpose of this is I'm trying to teach people that, like I said, there's no right to privacy in public. If you don't want to be filmed or don't want your face on a camera, you have to create your own privacy. And I did so in this way. Like I said, it creates a statement. You get to talk about it.
Now, is this like going to be on a website or on Facebook? Is this
Yeah, it's going to be on social media, a bunch of different channels, and you guys will get to see
what
it.
are those channels?
Is there something that we could find one on?
Yeah, if you look for Ohio Audits, you'll find me.
Ohio what?
Ohio Audits.
Okay.
And like I said, what we do is it's called First Amendment auditing. I'll warn you right now, not every auditor is very nice about it. Some get in faces, some put the camera right up to you. It's unfortunate. Those people do get arrested and they do end up in jail.
Do one of these look like the correct one?
The first one.
The first one's the one? Okay.
Yeah.
There we are. Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Nice talking to you, ladies.
And yes, please, if you have any questions, you have my information now.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Chris.
Well, good luck.
Hey, have a good day. Thank you.
You too. This is actually a really nice park we've got right here. Little gazebo, plenty of open space and shade. Probably one of the nicest towns you could walk through before you start getting into the big cities. Now, one thing I will tell you guys, I do fully intend on traveling to Cleveland, Akron, Columbus. It's kind of going right down the center of the state, all the way to Cincinnati at some point. So at some point I will hit all of those. But bear in mind, I do have a full-time job, and I can't exactly just call off work for a hobby like this. I'm sure you all understand. And one of the things about trying to go into the cities and go to government buildings is apparently they're never open on the weekends around here. What do we got? We got Blue Ribbon Cleaners. Laundry and dry cleaning. So we'll stay at the corner here for a minute. Set the camera down. And we'll film. Yeah, I know I've already talked about it enough. This is probably the worst tripod I've ever purchased. So much as put any weight on it at all, and this thing just starts to collapse. And unfortunately, I got it because it has such a strong base to it that I wouldn't drop the camera every time the wind blew. So let's lift this up a little. Just to show you, this is the max zoom on the camera. Again, this is Blue Ribbon, the name of this business. So we'll hang out here for about 2 to 3 minutes and move on. Okay, that's it. Let's go ahead and move on. Actually, I have a lot of shops on this street that I do want to film in front of, and we're starting on the slower side. This is where a lot of the weekday companies are. Across the street is a little bit more productive. But as I said before, my weakness is pizza, and I see a place called Pizza Works, so we're going to try and at least reach down there. What a beauty bar is, but we're gonna find out. So that's the Forever Mindful sign there for earth-friendly products and gifts. Okay. So right here. See what we see. So we have Forever Mindful right there. We've got Barbershop. There's the Pizza Works. Looks like they've been around a while. And this lady's just sitting there quietly. I'm guessing he must be the proprietor. Now keep in mind, I haven't even been in front of the store for a minute. I am watching the time. I'm not out to instigate and stand outside for 10 or 20 minutes. Let's see, we got a Floro Dynasty. Quincy's Costumes. Warren Dance Supply. It looks like that's pretty much it. I see some signs all the way over there. We'll stay out for this legal stuff. That's okay. Alright, so we're going to hang out here for a couple more minutes. on. Not gonna lie, I did expect a little bit more traffic since it is the weekend. Not too many people are out and about. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and move on. A place called the Howland Bean. So let's see. Let's get a shot of the sign. Coffee and gelato. Got hair designs, dog depot, homemade pastries. So there's a little shop on the side here. We'll set up for a couple minutes. And then we'll move on. Okay, that's only been a minute. Let's go ahead and move on. And we'll get this place at a better angle. We'll go from there. So we'll just give it a minute. Oh, they got chili dogs here. Sandwiches. So more than just a gelato and coffee shop. Okay. Let's get in here a couple minutes down. Let's go ahead and move on. laundromat. You noticed I didn't even stand directly in front of most buildings at first. Get an idea of what they are, what they're for. I'm sure we all know what a laundromat is. Tell you what though, it's one way to do it. Sit in the comfort of your vehicle, put some music on, relax while your laundry's getting done. Oh, looks like that's a medical center right next to the salon. Okay. Next place. There's 717 Credit Union over there. So I think we're going to wrap up by going that way. We'll probably call it a day. Apparently we don't believe in sidewalks here. So we'll go to where the sidewalk actually is. Now what's interesting about this credit union is I did not see this on the map when I was planning out the daily activities. But that's okay. We'll film from across the street on a public sidewalk. Yes, technically I can go over there. That's a firmament or whatever you want to call it. That is a public street. But it's a lot easier to stay on sidewalks where people just hopefully leave it. So let's stand right about here. We'll get all situated. Again, remember people, I am across the street. There should be nothing wrong. Simply filming people as they come and go. It is good to see a bank fly in Old Glory. Surprisingly, you don't see that at most banks anymore. This does give you a good view of the clouds as well. You can see how it's just a really cloudy day. noticed, I am not moving from where I'm at. I'm simply across the street on the sidewalk, minding my own business. I'm going to take a few steps over. There we go. Better angle. Now if I can just get the gimbal to stay straight, in good shape. Now I do have a better tripod at home, a couple of them. They're more selfie pods type thing, selfie sticks. Unfortunately, they don't have a base stand where I can leave the phone standing by itself. And that can be an issue. I do like the option to be able to set my camera up, take a few steps away if I need to. But I'll tell you what, this one's very wobbly too if I'm not careful. For those who don't believe me, you can kind of see I can make it wobble. Now thankfully the gimbal compensates for a lot. The downside is if I stand perfectly still, you would think I was panning the camera. So I'm constantly fighting. Now, here's a surprise product review. Those of you who are considering getting a DJI Osmo, don't. I've had this thing for years. And one of its key features is you pull the trigger on the front, and you can actually follow somebody around automatically. That's not true. It tries, it fails, there's complaints. Feel free to check out DJI's forums. There's so many complaints from people like me where they're trying to follow somebody, and I had, of course, a legitimate purpose for it. And when I tried to follow somebody, the camera would just start going nuts. It would go side to side, every which way, just all over the place. Wow. I'm not saying wow is a good thing either. That's just pathetic. So as I was saying, the DJI gimbal stuff, most of their products are incredibly locked down. They might as well be like an Apple product. Except something as simple as when you're trying to use a gimbal and you're trying to, let's say, do a selfie or even follow somebody, their software does not have built into it the option to live stream at all. And that was a serious problem for the filming that I was trying to get done. So we had to come up with alternative methods. We had to use GoPros, which, again, apparently this is like a name brand thing. GoPros were incredibly limited. They couldn't properly stream to things. And, you know, there are situations where you can't just record like we're doing today. There are times where you need that live stream option. Okay, so I think we're going to wrap it up today. We'll take a walk down the street in front of the shopping center. And I'm going to start heading back. Good. Well, guys, I was siding out, but it looks like there might have been a concern at the credit union, so we'll stick around for a minute and just have a quick chat.
You have every right to do what you're doing. I get that. Any reason you're doing it, or?
Just teaching people about it.
Okay.
But you've been great, man. Thanks. So that's car number 61, Howland Police. I love it. That's all it took. A quick little, hey, can I ask? That's it. And I tell him, yeah, I'm teaching people today. That's all the explanation he needed. No problems. And his precinct isn't far from here. Obviously, I've been on feet all day. But cool. And let's hope and pray that every single interaction with police is just that smooth. I'm just glad I left my camera out. I was just about to consider packing up. I didn't even notice this on the way through town. There's a Huntington Bank right here. Don't get me started on this bank and the way they feed people to death. We'll take a couple minutes. I'll take a breather now that I'm losing my camera. We'll take a couple minutes. I'm going to take a breather in front of this, in front of Huntington Bank, before we call it a day. I'll just film out here for a minute. Definitely a noisy street. Alright, time to move on. And with where I parked, I got a long way to go uphill. Okay guys, this week we're gonna say things were pretty good. I don't have any problems with what people said or did for the most part. You could tell from the ladies at the corner that they weren't all properly informed. But again, that's the point of this channel. We're gonna educate, even if I can't convince you on the spot. That's not my goal. My goal is to start the conversation. Now they've had their conversation with me, and they can go home, they can have it with each other, they can start discussing our First Amendment right. And hopefully some of them will change their minds. But again, the goal is to be peaceful. Yeah, my mask and glasses are scary and spooky to some people. I mean, look at that. You can actually see your own reflection in them. That could be considered very scary. But hey, it is what it is. Nothing wrong with doing it. It's just different. So this town, I'd say, is pretty peaceful. Haven't really been accosted or affronted by anybody. Now, I do plan on actually getting into some of the civic buildings during the week. This week in a few days, actually, I'll be visiting the town hall, the courthouse, things of that nature. So look forward to that, guys. I've had a bad experience myself personally with the magistrate at the courthouse, and that was without a camera. So we'll just say this: respect our rights. We're going to be checking this time. That's my warning. Outside of that, guys, This is Ohio Audits. Everyone has been great. I love the feedback, the comments. And let's keep growing this thing. Not just me. I want to see more auditors out there doing things like this. It takes an hour of your day, that's it. And I'm doing it once a week. Have fun, guys.